Yes, people. It's Cass. If anyone's come from Trafford Tunnel, big up you coming here. But this is just a generic transfer news show with a little bit of Man United news. But I'm joined by your boys, obviously Mo and obviously Daps, who will be here we'll be here soon. Don't worry, we'll get into it. We've got a lot to go through, by the way, but you know how it goes. I'll go through the comments and everything. Obviously, there's stuff with Scamacca and Kostic and West Ham. There's a little stuff with Man United. There's a little stuff with Chelsea, if I call it little, whatever you want to call it that, and some regular news. But you know how it goes. Got to run the intro. Oh, look, it's just magic. It's magic mode just popping in again, just like that, rather than having an intro just like that.
What's up, everybody? Happy to be here. Welcome to this channel. If you're just coming here, welcome. If you're coming from the Trafford Tunnel, great panel, great show. Just entertaining to watch these guys go back and forth with each other about who's better. And I like that one Bissaka conversation that was happening there for a minute. But this is your boy Mo, and we're here to just talk a little bit about transfers because it looks like in the last 6 hours stuff happen. Always on Fridays stuff happened because everybody wants to
All
go
the
on
time.
on the weekend without work. It looks like it.
Yeah, all the time. It happens all the time. Yeah, man. There's been a few things today. I've seen Nunes, Bellingham, which we'll get into. What other stuff there is? There's obviously a lot of West Ham stuff, Scamacca and Kostic. Imagine if they pulled that off. Ridiculous. A left wing and a striker, something they could do with. I'm surprised Kostic never got a move earlier. Obviously, Man United and Antony, and so on and so on, man. I've selected a few. Not Ronaldo. We're not going to do Ronaldo stuff today. It's quite boring. But yeah, I was quite stunned. There's obviously some Genie Wijnaldum stuff with Roma being interested in him, which as well. But I'm kind of interested if Liverpool might go in from it. Obviously, there's been a guy from Liverpool that's getting sold as well, man. But yeah, big up guys in the comments. Daniel to smash the like button if you already haven't. How many? Let me check how many likes we're on. We're on 16 likes for 17 people. It's growing. Love that. But I know facts. Not all of you have liked this right now. So yeah, man. Big up Clinical in the building. Big up Pablo. Ilyas is always fun as here. Mo's hair is glistening. And the lovely Marie Clark. Evening, lads, mods, and all chat, all love. But yeah, Zinchenko got finally announced. Is that right?
Finally.
So Zinchenko finally got announced. Okay, then that looks like that's me changing the title. There you go. Zinchenko has been announced. It has to be done. It has to be done. But we're not here to talk on pretty much Zinchenko. It's a great sign. If we do that kind of stuff, Mo, it's a great signing for them. We pretty much had the whole discussion on the last transfer show about Zinchenko. Just give us just give us a round up thoughts. It's big for Arsenal, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's amazing for Arsenal for just a couple of reasons. He's just gonna add so much to the team in the full back and the left back and maybe on the midfield. And I was listening to another podcast like on the radio, and then they were talking about he might take Xhaka's position in the midfield if he can prove that he can do what
Really?
he did with you. If he can do what he did with Ukraine, they're talking about him taking Xhaka's position in the midfield if Turner is fit. And because they're talking about if anybody watched him in Ukraine when he was like in 2016 in the Euros, he was phenomenal in the midfield. So it is, he might, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's going to turn into this great midfielder, box to box, that has flair, that can drive from the midfield. So maybe that's what is going to happen. But maybe I'm wrong, but I still think that I think he's a left back in my opinion, and he adds a lot from there.
Yeah, it's not exactly Pep Guardiola's system where you can slot into centre mid just like that. I don't know how he's going to be taking Xhaka's position, but a lot of Arsenal fans are confident he's going to do it. I'm not so confident on it. Do you think do you reckon he takes his what like honestly like
no
you
my
said he's a left
opinion
back.
no my opinion no, for one reason: the leadership that Xhaka adds in the midfield. But then every time I say this and I'm hearing someone else saying, but he captains Ukraine, so he has the same attribute as Xhaka, why not? He can still talk to the people, communicate everything on the field as a leader. You don't have to have the captain's armband to be a leader on the field. We know all know that. So he has this, but I don't see it because I see Xhaka still. They need somebody that fights in the midfield. Even Thomas Partey is not the guy that like Xhaka. Xhaka like puts in the tackles, does this and that, like so much hard work, and also can play like long balls and stuff. I know that they don't like him because he gets a lot of red cards, but I still think he has something to offer. Xhaka. He's not even 30 yet. We talked about this before, which is surprising.
Mm. I don't know, man. But Bailey, hi, Cass. Sorry, not been here for a few days. I'm fully back now. I big up you, Bailey. I've kind of noticed that you wasn't here, but gonna get into one of our first slides. I feel like I don't know who to really start on, but I feel like I want to start on this guy right here. I was just talking about him at, literally not too long ago, obviously about half an hour ago with Anthony, with the representatives being in Manchester, James Ducker, who I feel like if it was anybody else, like Chris Wheeler, I just don't believe anything he says. I'll just put him in there. This is one of Anthony's representatives. Junior Pedroso was in Manchester and talks yesterday on Thursday, but for me, it's the big one is when James Ducker obviously announced that Manchester United are interested in signing Antony, and his representatives is understood to have been in Manchester this week. So there actually has been some sort of truce to it, with a price tag around £68 million. What's your Mo like? What have you watched much of Antony? Do you rate him as a player? Would he fit at Man United? Is he a bit too similar to Sancho?
He's if people didn't watch him, left-footed player, very very technical, very talented, can run with the ball. He's I think he's very similar to Hakim Ziyech in my opinion, but with an extra flair and extra technicality, like this technical ability of dribbling. But his left foot is similar to Hakim Ziyech. He can play with both feet actually sometimes. He adds a lot to that right side, that because you don't have a right winger, because still Sancho is a left winger. Naturally, he likes to come from the left and tuck in and come in inside. So you need someone on the right side, and Rashford is not doing it. We know.
I thought Antony was more of a right winger though.
I thought every time I watched him, he came from the right side.
You said the left side.
No, Sancho is on the left side. Sancho likes to come
Oh,
from the left inside. Anthony
okay,
comes
yeah,
from the
yeah,
right
yeah, yeah.
side. So this is
Okay.
maybe Ten Hag doesn't trust Rashford, and because who else is going to be on the right side as a winger? I don't know. It's because Ericsson cannot do it. Bruno sometimes comes from the right side, but it looks like this guy is going to be the guy. But you don't think he's overpriced a little bit for what it is?
That's what I was going to ask you. 68 million is quite a high fee. I mean, it's not my money at the end of the day, but every player will have pressure with the price tag it comes. Is he going to be worth the money? Obviously, the rumored interest in even led, whether that would be a thing that would even like even if that was to be I don't know, like I don't see that being even a 10 million transfer, maybe off the price. But I reckon if you, I don't know, I feel like a fair price would be around 60 million in my opinion. Okay, 60 million, a lot, you've lost a lot of your players. I can understand that. You've already nearly bumped us up with obviously a 55 million package for Martinez. So what's gonna go on now? Like I feel like 60 million is more of a fair price, and I could accept that as a Man United fan.
It's a This guy is gonna, to be honest, like is gonna come in, and if it works for 60 million, he's a steal, because he is regarded as one of these new Brazilian kids that will come up and then will carry the national team. Because him and Vinicius Jr. are the wingers that will start for Brazil. This is my understanding, with Neymar being in the middle. And this is my understanding for the Brazilian team. So if you're getting the starter right winger for Brazil team, national team, 60 million is not a lot. However, coming from Ajax is something is unproven. Like, yes, you play in the Champions League. We saw De Ligt coming from Ajax. I'm just giving one example here. Superstar defender coming from Ajax, played the UEFA Champions League semi-final with Ajax, was everywhere, went to the Serie A, and it didn't work for him. It didn't work. Coming from the Eredivisie and to the Premier League or Serie A or La Liga is a different step. It will take time, but I think this guy has the technicality to be a great player. Does he have the physique that fit in the Premier League. This is what I'm like, in my opinion, this is the biggest point. The physical ability to challenge in the Premier League. This is something very, very big in the Premier League. Everybody knows that. You have to be physically strong to play. Look at Hakim Ziyech. Same example, Hakim Ziyech. Same team, same position, right winger from Ajax, UEFA semi-final UCL, and then superstar, comes to Chelsea, couldn't fit. Yeah, scored a goal here and there, a worldie with the left here and there. But did he really have the impact that we thought Hakim Ziyech is going to have? They overpaid for him. So are Man United going to do the same mistake that Chelsea did with Hakim Ziyech? Maybe the deal has to be structured differently. But in my opinion, 67 million pounds, which is about 75 million euros, that's a lot for a player coming from the Eredivisie, in my opinion.
Yeah, man, it is quite a lot of money. I don't know, man. But anyone that's in here, make sure you smash a like. And obviously, this 24 is growing. Obviously, 10 minutes. It's nice to see that many people so early. A couple of comments as well. Obviously, Keenan, yeah, now you know. James Gordon, it says Hazel will have a better impact. This is just the poll that's in the YouTube. The poll that's running right now is literally to do with rumored transfers, not transfer that's actually happened. Like, if you get what I mean. So just make sure you know on that one. Yeah, we're going to talk about Wijnaldum literally probably in a second, if anything. Keenan's also saying if Sancho and Antony both starting up at opposite flanks, then it could be Antony as well. People forget this guy's 22 years old. You know that. He's 22 years old. Yeah. Big up Yasmin in the comments, and obviously good afternoon to normal guy. But you know what? We're gonna have to get him in. Let's get his opinion first on Antony before we move on to the next target. Man like MCFC Daps in his yellow, all the way up in Manchester.
Hello.
Hello, buddy.
Can you hear me right?
Yeah, how's your McDonald's shift been?
Well, McDonald's. This guy's filming me. McDonald's never wore yellow, bro.
I know. I just thought I'd just throw it out there, just in memory of Jay Lings.
Jay Lings, they never wore yellow. I googled it. I checked it. Anyway, how's Theon, bro? How's Theon?
Close. And tomorrow will be closer.
Is it though?
And the day after will be closer. And the day after that will be even closer.
Hold on. Is it close, or has he actually said that he's not really feeling playing for you lot?
I don't know, man. Who knows? But I don't know. I don't know. I can only go off reports. Anyways, long story short, obviously this is something that's actually true. Apparently, Antony's obviously gone to. Well, his agents have gone to Manchester and spoke about a 68 million price tag for this guy who wants out of Ajax. Is that a bit too much for you? Do you reckon 68 million? Is that just a bump?
Unproven.
Unproven.
Very unproven. But this is what's going to happen when you've played your hands at the beginning of the transfer window.
Fair enough.
The league starts in the league. Well, the Community Shield is in a week's time tomorrow. Man United still need to get players in quite a few positions. Every week you leave it, the prices are going to go up. That's what's going to happen.
I have no idea, man. So obviously you're saying this is probably not a transfer Man United should be looking at. Should just look at other options rather than sticking on the same.
There are no other options.
There are no other options
on the market.
There is
one option. There is one option on the right side that I would like Man United to get, which is Bowen, but I think he was priced out of what they wanted. I like Bowen.
Michael Elise for me, man.
I know, like this hype about a player that is coming in and played one season and he was good in a team that works well, but I still think that Bowen was better on the right wing than Michael Elise. It's numbers don't lie. Plays with a better team, and I think it's just tougher to get in West Ham team. Like he's the superstar for the West Ham team last year, and I think he's someone who has to go to one of the top 6 because I thought this guy should be called to the England national team, but
I like Bowen, but I don't want him at my club. Respectfully, I really don't. I feel like he's just that sort of player he suits West Ham for what they're doing. He's a star man there, and he will shine there. I don't think he shines in a better team for me personally, man. But I'm going to move on to the next transfer, anyways. This one is actually perfect time. Bellingham, and I love this because there was this whole hype with Liverpool saying about this Bellingham thing, this, that, and the other, then Fabrizio Romano, and obviously Antony'S Nunes, they got linked as well. And Fabrizio just came out with a bang and just said, rubbish. No bid on negotiations for Nunes. As things stands, nothing has changed around this deal. And secondly, Liverpool did ask for Jude Bellingham in June, but but it was an impossible deal, not even a negotiation, as Dortmund considered him untouchable this summer, which is what we've been screaming all along. Like, they're not going to sell him when there's a World Cup going on. We had a lot of time talking on Bellingham, and there's obviously been Liverpool sources that have claimed about Bellingham Liverpool, but I'm not going to say any names. And it's just we could just immediately scrap it, because it goes to show, even though Liverpool got Nunes, the other Nunes, Darwin Nunes, they have got money if they were going to consider getting Bellingham, Daps.
Well, Bellingham's not going nowhere this summer.
But it shows that Liverpool have got money.
Yeah, they've got money. Of course, they've got money.
Yeah, but they're not spending it. I don't know what it is they're waiting for exactly.
You know what? Bellingham next summer. And I get it. I don't personally believe that Liverpool need a central midfielder this season. Right? Listen, Liverpool didn't win the league. Liverpool didn't win the Champions League. Not all Liverpool fans, some Liverpool content creators' reaction, because they've been screaming they were going to do it all season, was to throw their toys out the pram and act like there's a complete, that the board had failed everyone, and it's like, let's deep it. You got rid of Mane, you brought in Nunes, you brought in is it Carvalho? I believe I said that right.
Yeah, Carvalho. Yeah, no, you said that right. You said it right.
Yeah, and then you brought in, is it Ramsey, the right back?
Yeah, the Ramsey. What's his first name? Callum? Is it Callum Ramsey? I think his name is.
So actually, what they've done is they have brought in a midfielder, a young midfielder at that. Nothing's changed at Liverpool. Mane went. This was not Mane's best season. This was like Mane's best season was 2 years ago. Mane filled in through the middle and ended the season.
Not according to every Liverpool fan that wanted Mane for Ballon d'Or.
Oh, at one point, of course, but it changes because they thought he was the most likely to win the Ballon d'Or, so they spoke him up. But let's be real.
Yeah.
You have a real conversation with Liverpool fans. The best Mane was 2 years ago. It was possibly even 3, right? It wasn't this season. So nothing has changed at Liverpool. And I'm not throwing shade on Liverpool. Liverpool were very close to doing the quad. People were upset that they'd said things with chest, and so we're trying to blame everyone else, right? Now the dust has settled. Do Liverpool need a experienced or a world-class central midfielder to replace somebody right now, or are they going to finish 4th? No, they don't. They're the same Liverpool as last season, right? However, in a year's time, maybe they do. But guess what? In a year's time, so do we, because Gundogan's going. And if Bernardo Silva does stay, which I think he will, next summer, he also may go. So both of us need a very good central midfielder next summer. Neither of us need to go out and make rash decisions and buy midfielders that are overpriced for what they are. Both of us are definitely going to fight for Jude Bellingham next summer. And that's what it is. Both of us it's very clear to me. The beauty we have is that we've got Foden and Grealish that we can actually, Pep can start trying to drop a bit deeper this season, and Liverpool have Carvalho that they can see just how good he may or may not be. But
okay. Daps. Everyone around Liverpool are strengthening. Everyone, even Man City. So Man City came first. 1 point is Liverpool. Man City brought in a forward, brought in one of the best defensive midfielders in the league, in Calvin Phillips, in my opinion, because of injuries, I won't count him out. And you're going in for one of the best left backs in the league, which is Kokorea, right? It's simple. You are strengthening your squad with already proven players. Liverpool, Carvalho, okay, not proven. Darwin Nunes coming from Benfica. Maybe this is the only signing that I can count as one signing that will strengthen them. But Mane left. So the Liverpool that came second last year, everybody, Tottenham, Spurs are strengthening. Arsenal are. Yeah. Man United brought in a new manager and are looking to invest a lot to back this manager and give him what he wants. So apparently everybody around Liverpool are strengthening. They are having the same midfield for the last 3-4 years. They have not changed anything. You integrated Rodri in the last 3-4 years to take Fernandinho's spot. Gundogan now is phasing out. Foden coming in. Grealish came in last year. Everybody's strengthened. I don't see a Liverpool. Konate, yes, came in. I don't see a Liverpool switching anything in that midfield. And then Thiago, even like they were missing someone like Thiago. It's not that they're adding player; they are adding stuff that they're missing. But you are strengthening a position. You had Zinchenko who was playing. You had Cancelo on the left. Now you are strengthening with a good left back. They are not. I don't see them strengthening.
But you could also say that we brought in. Well, we haven't actually brought him in yet. Let's be very clear. We're doing our best to bring in Cucurella. I do think he will come, even if it involves him throwing his.
Do you know that before you move on? Do you know that today Brighton said he's not actually for sale? This is like 5 hours ago.
Yeah. That's perfectly fine.
For now, though,
I'm with Imran right now, and we discussed this over dinner earlier, right? And let's be honest. Cucurella currently plays for Brighton. No disrespect to Brighton. Manchester City want Cucurella, right? Cucurella came up through Barcelona's academy, right? Reports are that Cucurella, Imran told me, is already a bit pissed off with the price that Brighton are trying to price him at because they had an agreement. I would be shocked if Cucurella, if this gets to kind of late August and nothing has moved on. Let's be clear. Mendy is gone. We needed a Mendy replacement for like 3 years anyway. Zinchenko is, if he hasn't gone, he's imminently gone, right? In fact, from his wife's tweet, he's gone. So we need a left back. If Brighton basically tell us he's not for sale, Manchester City will start going and looking at other options. Cucurella will not be happy with that. Cucurella will down tools, in my opinion, and say, I am pushing for this move to Manchester City, because it's not like they'll come back next summer. They won't. We need a left back. We'll go and get another one. Cucurella would not be cool with that, right? I predict that he will down tools if it gets to that stage. But at the same time, if we have to, I wanted Koulibaly. I then wanted Kounde. Diaz came in and look what happened. So I trust, again, our scouts on our board that if we don't get Cucurella, maybe we might start looking at a certain Stuttgart defender or you know.
By the way, on that one, David Raum is leaving for another Bundesliga team, so he's gone. He's going. David Raum is going. Yeah. So, but Bernard Sosa is another one. You wanted Bernard Sosa, a Stuttgart defender.
Nah, I wanted matey boy that you just said on.
David Raum, he's basically Germany's number one left back right now. But yeah, man. So this whole Bellingham and Nunes thing, can we just rubbish this off? It's not good. It's not happening. Bellingham, if anything, is waiting. People got to know. They've got to be patient with this transfer, man.
Yes. Where is that Nunes? Where is that Nunes thing coming from? Every time I'm opening something,
I know
Liverpool are to submit a bid, and then the reporters come out and said the guy is not even for sale.
I'm not even laughing at Liverpool.
Even the guy.
This isn't Liverpool. This is just PR of some sort. But big up before one thing. Big up Winter Services. The crown jewels on display at Chelsea this season. He's talking about Jules Kounde. Big up for the super chat. Appreciate that a lot, man. We're going to talk about this.
The thing is, yeah, there is relevance to what you were just saying about this. Is probably an agent doing his job, right? And you'll probably find that Nunes ends up going to Tottenham, or I mean, Tottenham's not the best example right now, but something like that will happen. Yeah, that names always get thrown that they're interested in players because that will increase the wage, that will increase the interest elsewhere. Honestly, for me, Liverpool and City, Jude Bellingham next summer, we're going to battle it out. Jude, I believe early summer, Jude came out and said he's given, I think he might have even said 2 years to Dortmund, another 2 years to him.
He did. So this season, and basically the season coming up, maybe he might leave after the World. It'll be hard for Dortmund to keep hold of Bellingham next season, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so. But I can't see Liverpool or City, because you know what? There'd be more chance of City going for a central midfielder this summer and then Bellingham next summer than Liverpool doing that, because Liverpool like a net spend trophy. Liverpool like don't need to. Apparently, they don't need to. They've still got Coutinho money that they could spend this summer and next summer. So
that's like Coutinho money.
Well, that's just what I'm hearing. So I think, and also, like I said, next summer we may well be having to replace Bernardo Silva and Gundogan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Liverpool. I mean, Imran thinks they probably need 2 midfielders as well, right? Yeah,
they do. But moving on from that,
someone is asking, before we move on, someone's asking me why I'm discounting Liverpool. I am not. Their fans came out and said we need to have a midfielder to be able to challenge. It's not me. It's not me. It's actually their fans, the pundits. Their pundits said we need a midfielder to cover for Henderson, and they haven't got that yet. Counting on like a youngster is not enough. And losing Mane was a big deal. Luis Diaz is great, but Daps said that 50 times that Luis Diaz dropped last season. He's still unproven to be the guy that can replace Mane, the goals and assists. And you need that to support Salah. And this guy, Darwin Nunes, is new. So you're adding 2 new guys to your front line and you want them to click right away. This not Jack Grealish struggled to get into the Man City team last year. And he already played, I'm sorry, Jack Grealish played Premier League for how many years and playing the English football. These guys are coming from different type of football as well. Putting them together is not easy. It's simple. You need players that are proven sometimes. And Guardiola is not easy to play in the Premier League against Guardiola. Is not easy to win the league. Liverpool did 2 times 90 plus points and didn't win the league. You might need 100 to win the league.
Wow, we've done that, bro. It's fine. We've done that.
Yeah, I big up Statman Stubbs, Liverpool fan. Big, I was with him on what's it called? My Man show. I cannot remember his name. Jerry James show. Big up Cass and Daps. Hope you're well.
And Jamie Phillips as well.
Jamie Phillips as well. Yeah. Actually, no, it wasn't Jerry James. It was Jamie Phillips, as he just said. Yeah. I was thinking, is it Jerry James, Jamie? I'm getting confused by both of them. Big up you in the building as well. There's 100 people in there, by the way, already. Why is it on 43 likes?
Yeah, that's
I'm not joking. That's not. What are you guys doing? You want ratio kings? You want that? You're not getting that today. You lot are disrespecting me today. Why are you lot disrespecting me today? Come on, man. 100. I'm saying 45 likes. That's not enough. We want to get beaten 100 likes. We want to be getting there within half hour mark by next month. Come on, man. It doesn't take that long. Literally, click the thumb. It don't take that long, man. It helps us. Come on, just look at it and just be like, you know what? Forget it. Let me just do it. Click it. Done. But yeah, man. Other than
that, out of that, and it's free. Just tap it once.
It's literally free. You know what? Lastly, on my little opinion, don't count out Real Madrid getting Jude Bellingham. Don't think that Toni Kroos might go next season, the season after. They got Tchouaméni, Camavinga, and all they need is another advanced kind of 8. I think Bellingham suits that thing. They're building something great there. But moving on, Chelsea. Jules Kounde, this is really heating up. I saw something yesterday with Laporta and the whole thing, video. Obviously, they know he's getting videoed saying that they're not in for Kounde and anymore because he's going to go to Chelsea. And now today, Chelsea by Fabrizio said Chelsea have sent paperwork to Sevilla for Kounde deal during the night, pushing it to get over the line. Details after bid on Wednesday, 55 million deal, 5-year contract. Chelsea still waiting for Sevilla's final approval to avoid new attempts from Barcelona today. This deal is actually taking longer than I thought. And this isn't typically Chelsea kind of business, but you got to remember it's a new era. Daps, you're laughing, so I'm going to come straight to you on that part, man. Jules Kounde, amazing signing if they do get over the line, but it's taking a bit too long.
What's the term? Don't throw stones when you live in glass houses. Sorry. Bro, generally Chelsea have been doing business quite quickly compared to United, bro. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But you are right. We've seen it with Arsenal, and actually, you man moved in and stole Martinez off of him. Yeah, Kounde, they need to move quickly. They need to move very quickly. All this, I'm still baffled about my club and Cucurella. Why we haven't moved quicker as well. In this transfer window right now, we can all moan about Barcelona and the speed they're doing stuff at, but are we not stupid as football clubs if we don't realise that Barcelona are doing stuff like that? And ultimately, if you've been talking with Kounde, the worst thing is with the Kounde thing is Chelsea have been linked with him for like 3 seasons or something. It's nearly as bad as Arsenal with Tielemans.
And Koulibaly with Chelsea since the year 1957, he has been linked with Chelsea as well.
But just get it. Look, get it done. Because they wanted Kounde initially. They flirted with De Ligt. They flirted with Ake for far too long as well, right? And now just get this over the line. They need to get... I mean, do you know what? Actually, fuck that. Chelsea don't get it over the line. Chelsea, stall. Do whatever you want. Take as much time as you want, but it's not going to help you in the long run. If you want your team to be better, they just need to get this over the line. But this is why I wanted Manchester City to not sell Ake and get involved in this market, because for me, Chelsea did very well getting Koulibaly for 35 million.
Yeah. Just a quick one. It might. I don't know if it's going to rattle you a little bit, Daps, though. But Samuel Ingram says, "Cass, I think that Jules Kounde is a better centre back than Emerick Laporte and John Stones."
Okay, sorry, who was that?
Samuel Ingram.
Oh, fucking hell! That well-renowned fucking football geezer. No, it hasn't mattered to me one bit, bro. What did make me chuckle earlier, actually, to be fair, is I was looking at when we did a show the other week on a Gals channel, centre backs, and
Top
Stones
10.
Top 10. And I think Stones, Laporte, and Diaz were all in it. And since then, every now and again, I get these notifications on Twitter off of every single time Liverpool fans commenting saying, why is John Stones and Laporte even in the top 10 centre backs? And I just look at it and think, yeah, of course, because all three Liverpool centre backs should be in the top 10. But now the champions of England, the last 5 or 6 years, am I right? 5 or 6? It's 5 or 6, isn't it? Champions of England last 6 years. Yeah, our centre backs shouldn't be in the top 10, should they? Just all three Liverpool. Opinions, bro. It's all opinions.
It's always a matter of opinions. On a matter of opinion, Mo, what's your opinion on Kounde? Is this going to be a massive deal to get over the line? Do you think he's going to be a success in the Premier League? There's a new era. He's just as tall as Martinez, so I don't see short jokes coming out from Chelsea fans anymore. His height is such a relevance these days.
Yeah, because they play three in the back, which is that's the difference. This is technically they play three in the back. It's a different system. You can play a short center back in back three, but in a back four it's harder. But this is besides the point. I think he is someone who played Europe before with Sevilla. He was really good in La Liga. They challenged for titles, so he has this thing in a big league like La Liga. I think he is the one that is missing for them, because if they get him and they have Thiago Silva, Koulibaly, Chalobah as center backs, and also Reece James can play as a center back, this is a very, very good back line. Reece James, we know he's a wing back, but he can also slot in there if needed. But this guy, I think he's a very good defender, very aggressive like Martinez, but he is stronger than Martinez in terms of physicality. He is a bigger body. It's not only about height, it's also about being stronger physically. And I think coming from Spain is as much as coming from Ajax. It's the way that Sevilla play. They try to play on the ground. They apply to their position football in La Liga. So it's a team that plays good football. So I think he will fit right in at Chelsea. He's a French international, and I think he will suit Chelsea very, very well, because he's better than most of the right center backs they have, and he's better than Christensen, in my opinion, and he's going to be better than Azpilicueta. So already it's an upgrade right away from what you have at the moment. So about the money, it's not a lot of money for a center back like Kounde, who has been talked about for like 2-3 years. So I think it's a deal that needs to be done. And if they get it over the line, it is great from them, because when Barcelona flirts with somebody, it's not easy to nick a player off that club, to be honest, even when they don't have money, as we say at the moment. So it's going to be a point for them.
Yeah, man, 100%, man. It's a good deal for Chelsea at the end of the day, and if it's 55 million, it's even better, man. 55 million, he's going to spend 45 million on Ake. I thought Kounde's got his levels above Ake. Yeah, 55 million on a 5-year contract. That's a very good deal, considering they wanted 80 million for him like last year. But yeah, man. Moving on to the next one. This is one probably for a little bit of Liverpool fans as well, which could be an option. So from Fabrizio Romano again, obviously pretty much they all come from this guy. He's saying PSG and Gini Wijnaldum decided to part ways this summer, so that's confirmed. Work in progress to find a new club as soon as possible. PSG are prepared to loan him out in the next days or weeks. AS Roma are very interested. He would definitely suit Mourinho. They got Matic now, and they also grabbing another player. I can't remember who it was exactly. I think we mentioned him yesterday. Why can I not remember his name? Dybala potentially as well. So if they get Wijnaldum, yeah.
No, Dybala already signed. Yeah. So yeah.
Would if you was a Liverpool fan, Daps, would you have Gini Wijnaldum back, or do you reckon it's just
Yep, especially on loan? Really? Yeah, man.
Okay.
100%, especially on loan. Well, look, Jude Bellingham, we just spoke on it, and we said next summer. Apparently, Liverpool need a central midfielder.
You could do with a player like that as well, Man United, but he would have come because of Liverpool stuff.
Look, I'm a fan of Wijnaldum. Admittedly,
Same.
not the last season, hasn't played too much. I think one of the stupidest things that PSG did last summer, it's not last summer, sorry, in probably February or March time, was when they left him out of the Champions League squad. A Champions League experienced midfielder, and they left him out. I don't get it. I think he'd
That
be spot on.
Pochettino thing?
He could. No, it's probably a board thing. To be fair, make sure that by any means we're playing three or four up top. For me, he would be the perfect look. If what we think that Liverpool are waiting for next summer to get Jude Bellingham or to go in for Jude Bellingham, this is the perfect signing. There's no bedding in time. He knows how to play under Klopp. He knows how to play alongside Fabinho. He knows how to play alongside pretty much every player in the Liverpool team because he's played alongside them. He goes there straight in for a season while Carvalho gets up to speed. Harvey Elliott becomes the generational player that he is. And they get Jude Bellingham. Until then, it's a perfect signing. If they don't want to spend no big money, who could be better? It's like City saying, you know what, we can't get Cucurella this summer, so let's keep Zinchenko. Well, he knows how to play the role.
I could see him going to somewhere like Newcastle as well, potentially.
He's linked to Wolves. He's linked to Wolves already.
If he's linked to Wolves, I'm telling you now, Newcastle have not signed. They need centre mids next to Bruno Guimaraes as well. You're thinking, Wijnaldum was slotting perfectly. Someone that knows it. He actually played for Newcastle before he went to Liverpool as well, so he already knows the club. There's two links. Maybe be out of Newcastle. Maybe Newcastle can offer him a little bit more than Liverpool want. But if it's a loan,
is there any links to Liverpool for him?
Not yet, but I guarantee we're going to see them flood by next week. If we say in the next days or weeks, it's not going to be long before you see Wijnaldum maybe back in the Prem. Maybe he does go to La Liga. Serie A.
I'm not going to lie to you. It makes
total sense. They save a lot of money as well. They save a lot of money, and if they are going to be tracking Jude Bellingham, it's the perfect way to feel like, okay, we've got Genie for a year. Maybe we could sign Genie, get rid of another midfielder in Oxlade, out. That can be done. And then next year you can think about slotting in Jude Bellingham again. But oh my God, I would have even Ross is here saying I would take Wijnaldum at United tomorrow. I don't think he comes to United due to the strong links at Liverpool. You're ruining your legacy. He's not Ronaldo. So yeah, man.
I really could see the Liverpool thing. I really could.
Yeah, I could see it. What's your reservation? Yeah. What's your reservations on it, Mo?
He hasn't played enough last year, and they need the new blood. And I think they should invest in a midfielder. But as Daps say, if they are not gonna sign any midfielder, him on loan is not a bad option for them. It already worked. You know, like Inter getting Lukaku back from Chelsea is like it's already proven in Serie A. This guy already proven that he can win with Liverpool. He fit the system really well. So maybe they should take him. The only thing about it is that it's not a permanent solution unless they have someone in the back pocket ready for next year, like Jude Bellingham next year. If they have an agreement with the player or something about next year, they can go for him in a year. This year, but it doesn't look like this is the reality. They don't have any agreement with anybody. There are reports scattering around the world about every midfielder that is coming to Liverpool, from Barella to Nunes to Jude. Everybody just linked to Liverpool right now, and I think these are just links. You know, like Liverpool did not renew his contract, right? So they didn't want him. That means Jurgen Klopp didn't want to renew the contract for him for a reason. It's not for no reason. The guy was the end of the contract. They said you're free to go anywhere you want. We don't want you in this project anymore because you're old or whatever. So they're gonna get him now. They're gonna pay the salary now for a year, and I think he's on 10 million a year, which is not. It's not like this is like some good money for a midfielder, in my opinion, at the end of his career.
About 200 a week.
He is on 200 something a week. I'm trying to look it up.
What Wijnaldum's wages?
Yeah, it must be that.
I know he's on what's it called? He is on I think it's at £165,000 per week. I think it was. It says here, anyways. I'm not too sure how.
We do 10 million
16.2.
divided by 52.
Apparently, his new wage increase saw him at £16.2 million per year. So I'm not too sure
that's
how
a
much
lot more.
that is.
Hold on, that's a lot more.
16 what?
Apparently, is he had an
16.2
increase.
is about 300.
That's over 200 a week.
Yeah, so basically, he earned £180,000 at Liverpool, and then literally near enough earned double at
Yeah,
PSG.
Liverpool are
So
not
that's-
gonna pay
I
that
think
much money, right, guys? For like
300 grand a week. I'm pretty sure I saw that when he did
311
move.
grand a week. Fuck me.
They're not gonna pay
It's a lot of
that.
money.
They're
But
not
if you're
gonna pay
loan, but
that.
if you're gonna loan him, you don't have to pay all them wages. You know,
No,
you
you
might cover
do.
most of it. They know
You do.
the
If
club
you
can also
get, if
cover
you
it.
get, yeah, if you get agreement with PSG to say like what we did with Man United when Alexis Sanchez was on that much money, we only paid some of the wages. But I don't think PSG is the thing. Like I don't think like if he goes to a big club, they're gonna ask the club to pay at least for his wages.
Yeah, man. But you know what? There actually has been transfer movement at Liverpool today. So, and it's not exactly anyone coming in; it's someone going out that I didn't understand the transfer in the first place. But before they do that, guys, make sure you're smashing the like button. Or 66 likes and counting. It's not enough. It's not enough. About 90 of you in here, not enough. It's getting better, but it's not enough. All right, but yeah. So this guy, I thought I would bring it up because Hoffenheim are set to sign former Liverpool centre back Ozan Kabak. And obviously, done deal on a permanent move. I think he moved to Norwich, didn't he? I think he moved to. Was it Kabak that went to Norwich from Liverpool? So he's not really a Liverpool player, but he didn't move out. Didn't work out. I just thought I'll bring it up just for relevance because the next slide is way more relevant because if this club does get it done, I just thought I'll quickly move on from him.
7
Anyone you
million.
want to say? 7 million euros, but it's not. I think I'm pretty sure he's obviously he's signed a former Liverpool centre back. So
Hold on,
Norwich.
this guy was not even. He was on loan to Liverpool.
Yeah, was it, nah. Oh, that's Ozan Kabak. This is Oman Kabak, whatever his name. Ozan Kabak, whatever his name is.
Kabak,
This is
the
he
guy
he did play for Liverpool. Yeah,
for 6 months.
I'm not too
for
sure.
6
I just thought
months.
I'd bring it. I just thought I'd bring it up, but I didn't really want to talk about
so
this
who's
one.
getting the money? Is Liverpool getting the money? Or was someone else getting the money?
I think
Sure,
it's
that's why I
Norwich.
thought I'd bring it up.
I think he was a Norwich player.
He's the Turkish player.
Yeah.
Ozan Kabak.
He's a
He's the one who went from
Norwich player.
Liverpool. He went from Schalke, I'm pretty sure,
For a loan
to
for 6 months.
for a loan to Liverpool, and then he went to Norwich. And
Norwich
obviously,
last
I just thought I'd bring it up quickly. But this is the one I wanted to bring up. This is mad. This is crazy. Kostic is a left wing back as well. He can play left wing back as well. He can play pretty much centre forward. And also Scamacca, who is, I thought PSG were going to sign. Imagine if West Ham sign both of these players. They got a strike option, a left wing option, a right wing option. This improves their team massively. And the thing is, Scamacca is not even going to cost a lot of money. I'm seeing rumors around 20, 25 million, 30 million around that. Kostic ain't going to cost a lot either. We're talking about a 50 million package for both of these players altogether. Kostic isn't signing no new deals.
You're pissed off. You want one. You want them.
Yeah, I do want one of them. Of course, I want one of them. Actually, you know what? I'll probably take Kostic as well. I think he's a fantastic player. But I was going to come to you. You're stroking your facial hair, Mo. What's going on? What's in the bank?
Number one is you're saying Scamacca is 25 million, and the president of Sassuolo wanted PSG. He wanted 50. PSG offered 45.
Yeah, that's 50. Yeah, that's because it's PSG. But this is West Ham. This
No,
guy got like 1 year left in his
PSG
deal.
already offered 45, and he said no. He wanted the extra 5. So 25 is he's not gonna go for 25 because already Inter and a lot of clubs in Italy offered 30, and Premier League clubs coming in probably is gonna be at least 35 million pounds. Or something. This is what I'm thinking.
You got to think of it like this. If you sell to an Italian team, that's a direct rival, I suppose, for Sassuolo in general. They're doing better than in their latter years back then. This guy's got like a year left in his deal. He might actually want to go to the Premier League. And if it's only West Ham that are not going to be a threat to them, not going to be a threat to them in any other way, so forth, 25, 30 million, I reckon they could get a deal done over the line.
Maybe, but based on the reports in Italy, they value this guy at least at 40 million euros. This is what they get for. That's for Scamacca.
That's not that far off.
Oh, you're talking 25 million pounds, because that's
Yeah,
like
potentially, maybe. I don't know, but
we'll
it's
see.
what I'm
But
seeing today.
this is gonna boost West Ham's chances of competing on different fronts, in my opinion. Like, I think they play what is the Conference League this year, and it's a door to the Europa League, like what Roma did. So this is, maybe they would want to win the Conference League next year, West Ham. So I think this is a great thing for them, because we know Antonio is an injury prone, and Scamacca is a massive. This is a massive guy.
Plays quite similar as well in a way to the
Holds
way
the
West Ham
ball,
wants to
can
play.
turn, can shoot, and very fast as well. As for Kostic, he has been linked with Inter for the longest time over the last 2-3 years, but we got Perisic to work, so we didn't, and we got Gosens now, the German guy. So Kostic is a great left wing and a great left wing back as well.
He's a Serbian, isn't he? He's gonna be worth about 30-35 million.
He's amazing.
But the thing is,
he's
got 1 year left on his contract too. So these two players' contracts are actually running out.
I think Kostic is not going to cost that much, to be honest. I think Kostic is going to cost.
Is that what you're gonna do? You put a ring on it.
It's not going to cost a lot, but in my opinion, if West Ham sign these two players, like, this is going to boost their squad a lot in terms of like challenging for. I don't want to say top 6, but at least they will lock this 7th place if because they're going to be the strongest team in that after the top 6, in my opinion. But these two, they're gonna add a lot of good stuff to that West Ham team.
Yeah, man. Daps, you know anything much about these two?
One of the things at West Ham, I'm a big fan of Antonio, right? But I'm not a big fan of his injury record. And that's one thing that we all know on Antonio. Like, I've seen Antonio kick. I remember when Diaz came in and was looking sensational for City. Antonio gave Diaz a very hard game until he came off injured. He's a handful. But his injury record means that, you never really know how many games. They've needed a striker for a long time. I think so. Kostic plays on the left, right? Is he left?
Yeah, left wing back or left wing.
He could do the whole left side.
So it'd be Bowen on the right?
Bowen
that's what I would.
Right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It'd be Bowen on the right, Kostic on the left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks tasty.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. That would be good. He's very fast. He's 29.
I like West Ham's. I'm pretty sure it's West Ham's left back.
Criswell.
No, Masuaku.
No.
Masuaku? Criswell or Masuaku? These are the left backs.
They got a young player. Their young player that plays right back, Johnson.
No. I've just remembered it wasn't West Ham. It's Palace. I'm thinking of.
Oh, they got Mitchell, and you know what? They've actually just they confirmed the signing now of Richards, the young baller from Bayern, English guy. So
can I just say, I would, Imran, how do you feel? Sorry, I'm going to bring him in anyway. Imran, how do you feel about Mitchell at if Cucurella? Would you be?
I think the only reason I'm feeling Cucurella is because of obviously La Masia and his links to Barcelona and the way they play, and I think he'll integrate really well with Pep. So
hey, but Mitchell,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Mitchell actually brings to City.
But he brings you pace, directness, and he does like to hog on the flank.
Yeah, but have you noticed we barely play directness? So
yeah, but we've got rid of Sterling on the left.
But I agree with him, Ron. I agree with him. He doesn't suit Pep Guardiola. Maybe not.
I don't know. It's one of them ones where if we don't get, because I think Cucurella is the perfect, for me, Cucurella is the perfect guy, 100%. But if Brighton are very adamant, they're really not going to sell him. I do think that's just ultimately City pay more money. I think
that's ridiculous. I thought the reports already adapts that you guys are in for 40 million, which is a lot of money for a left back from Brighton.
Well, no. If you know the history of City, we don't pay any less than 50 million for left or right back.
This is strange for a left back from Brighton.
Bro, look, if City buy a fullback, it has to be 50 million plus. It's just a written rule in the laws of football. It doesn't matter who it is. It's 50 million plus. Doesn't matter how many games they're going to play. I mean, if you actually look at how much Cancelo cost us.
That's what it's become now, hasn't it? It's become the standard fee for for any defensive player now.
And this is why I didn't even get the Zinchenko for 30, 35 million. Because if we have to pay 50 million for any left or right back, how are we then letting a left back that can, a central midfielder stroke left back, so someone that can play two positions, has won 4 Premier Leagues, right? Go to a team that needs people that have never won Premier Leagues because they don't have many players there. Go for 35, but it's just the transfer window's mental. I mean, the Cancelo, we paid a lot of fucking money for Cancelo. If you actually deep the whole deal,
because it was
something like 30 million plus Danilo,
yeah.
And I swear the total package was kind of estimated around like 65 or something like that. So
close to that.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Cancelo is a top-notch player. He's worth it.
100%. But I do think, honestly, that Cucurella Cucurella and Cancelo could be the future of City for the next, the next generation of City. Because I do
5 years, pretty much.
I think if we get Cucurella, I think Cancelo moves to the right and Walker starts playing less, and Cancelo starts nailing down the right-hand side.
Well, you're definitely getting a left back this summer. Facts.
Yeah, we have to.
I'm sorry, Daps. You can't replace Kyle Walker. It's not.
You cannot replace him. We cannot replace him.
Every time you played without him, your defense is exposed. In my opinion.
Well, I get you, but the fact is, if you go and look at his numbers over the last 5 years, every year Walker's numbers are going down by 4-5 games per season. Right now, you don't notice it because it's only 4 or 5 games per season. But you look at that over 4 or 5 years. And you look at his age, we have to start to slowly, and this is what I mean. I'm not saying Walker won't play next season. I think Walker's a mature professional footballer that has no problem with coming in key games and putting in stellar performances. But we have to start looking. Look, this is Man City. We don't hold on to players when they start. Like, I would not be surprised because I've been thinking on this. Manchester City operate where every summer a senior player that is put in a shift leaves Manchester City on a free. Fernandinho this season. Gundogan will be next season. Before Fernandinho, it was Aguero. Before Aguero, it was David Silva. For David Silva, it was Vincent Kompany. For Vincent Kompany, it was Yaya Toure. Before Yaya Toure, it was Pablo Zabaleta. Now, after Gundogan, it will be someone. It could be Kyle Walker. 2 seasons time.
I actually think Kyle Walker will go on for quite a while, to be honest.
Maybe, but
you're
saying if you do look at the numbers, it's 4 to 5 games per season.
You mentioned the five games less from last season.
Not last season.
Before, sorry.
No. Every season for like the last 4 seasons.
I think the last one in particular, he had that twisted ankle,
it's relevant.
and that took him
relevant.
out. But it wasn't based on.
But if you look at it,
good enough.
No. It's never going to be like. It's
or
never
his levels are
like
dropping.
No. His levels dropped for 1 season. They picked back up.
Yeah.
But I do think that. Look, who's gonna retire sooner, Cancelo or Walker? Right,
Walker.
So therefore, and right, if we bring Cucurella, Cancelo's not going to play anymore.
No, I think it's going to be rotation, but I still think next year Kyle Walker is going to play the important games.
Spot on. That's what I said. Kyle Walker is a professional enough player to hold the bench a bit more, but then come in against Liverpool, for example, and put in a stellar performance. He's not someone that's going to moan, and he knows what it is. He's one of our 5 senior players that wears the armband. Like, he doesn't need to be playing every single game. He can come in and do that. We know what we've got. He doesn't need to train. We know how he plays our system. But yeah, I do think Cucurella could be that guy that comes in, and actually at his age, he could be here for a long, long time. He could come in and really be here for what? How old is he? He's 20, is he 23?
Who's that?
Cucurella, I think he's 23. Pretty certain he's 23.
I'm pretty sure he is 23. No, 24.
24.
Literally, literally. Wait.
Do you know what Cucurella offers you as well?
He turned 24 today. There you go.
Oh wow! There we go then. Happy birthday to Pablo Zabaleta with curly hair.
It's
Yeah,
not
man.
midnight yet. So Daps is right. It's still 23. It's not midnight yet.
Oh, it's
Wait, what are you on
tomorrow.
about? No, it's today.
Yeah.
Well, this might be the
No.
difference. Mo's in America. I don't know the difference in
Yeah.
time. So
There's going to be a lot of parties, aren't there? You know, with,
I mean, it's only 6 hours behind. I mean,
yeah,
right
yeah.
now, so yeah.
But you know, before we move
Wow.
on from this, you know what Cucurella gives you? The ability to play 3 in the back easy with Cancelo and Cucurella on the wing backs, because he played that for Brighton. It's something that, because you don't have that much, like he can do that very easy. Cucurella be on the left and Cancelo on the right, very, very attacking wing backs, and only have 3 in the back. But anyway, I know Cass wants to move to a different news.
3 at the back.
No,
and
no,
3
actually, no. That was literally the transfer news for today. Other than everything, I'm not lying. It actually hit 55 minutes on the dot. So, does anyone have anything else to add before we wrap up?
Anything else going on? No. Oh, Zinchenko. Have you spoke? Zinchenko's done now, yeah?
I want to
it's
say
done,
one
confirmed, it's
piece about
announced.
that before we move on. Give me 20 seconds about this. Do you know if Guardiola rates Arsenal, he would not have given them Zinchenko and Jesus.
Jesus.
If he saw any threatening from them to his title challenge or anything that he
Well said
thinks
from a Tottenham fan.
he would not give them Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus. I have a surprise later about the Tottenham thing, and you guys are like, I'm not a Tottenham fan, but we actually, our team, the one that used to coach the team before me, was a Tottenham fan, and he used to go to England, and the jerseys we used to get are actually the Tottenham jerseys. So I have the blue 1560.
That's why you're a Tottenham fan.
Secret.
But
Not so secret.
I'm actually always I'm a Conte fan. Yeah, Kieran in the comments, they know that I'm a Conte fan in my opinion, because it's just he's astonishingly one of the best managers I've seen to coach football.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you in league football.
I'm not talking Champions League, because Ancelotti is great in Champions League, right? But
Yeah.
how many leagues he won before? But
yeah,
it's some coaches are good at this, some coaches are good in that. Like,
but what you just said there on us giving Arsenal players is kind of like the Sterling one to Chelsea.
low blow.
No, but my one thing would be that, because I don't see Chelsea as a threat in the league, but I still will see Chelsea as a threat in the Champions League, because they do know how to get it done in the Champions League. And we've actually just gone and sold Sterling to a team that beat us in the final. It's bizarre that the worst player on the pitch that day was actually Raheem Sterling. Now, the reason why I'm saying that about Raheem Sterling, and let me be very clear, I will still sit here and say he's contributed to our league titles. Without him, we won't have won some of them. His numbers puts him in the top 10 goal scorers of all time for Manchester City, and we appreciate everything that Raheem Sterling has done for our football club. However, when Fernandinho left at the end of the season, he put out a really good tweet or Instagram post where he was talking about when he arrived at City and basically how he's learnt about the team and, you know, the club, and it was touching. Today, Zinchenko's wife, who actually caused issues for Zinchenko several seasons ago because she spoke on some things to do with Pep, she came out and it was a very, very touching kind of about how she's fallen in love with the city of Manchester, and she's why. Again, this isn't shade at Raheem Sterling, but I need to understand why there's not been a single thing said by Raheem Sterling about his time at Manchester City.
Didn't he put a thank you note? Didn't he send a thank you letter or something that was published?
Did you get it?
Maybe I'm confused.
We didn't get it. We didn't get it. Maybe he's got lost. Maybe it has. You know what? If he has, I apologize. But when you leave a club, and if you've been alone at a club for 6 months, I don't expect it. If you've spent a major part of your career at a club,
you say something.
Especially with the way that Manchester City is run, where everything to do with Manchester City, Pep's whole thing is family. You know, that things like there's, I think, some sort of table football thing that Pep one summer was brought in for the next season to try and encourage the players to be around. Sorry, 1 second. To be around the training ground more after they finish training, to be around each other and bond more. And They all have to stay and eat together. All these little things to try and everyone pulls in the same direction. So I do know that, you know, we've seen with so many players when they arrive, the chefs are like some of the first people the players go over to when they get back from pre-season is to the chefs and speak to the chefs. So I believe Sterling's had that love. What's gone on to make Sterling not come out and say anything when
He did. 7
did.
seasons, 11 major trophies, lifetime of memories to the coaching staff who have played massive role in my development over the years and teammates and blah blah blah.
Okay,
He did.
Fair enough.
He ended it by saying thank you for your endless support. It's been an honor to wear.
Oh, that's fair enough. So,
Yeah,
you know,
he did. He did.
no, that's fine. I hadn't seen it. You know what? That's probably an agenda of the media, making sure we see other ones and not Raheem's, to be fair. So I'll take it back if he said that.
I know you're like about the jersey thing. You're still bitter about him not signing the jersey for the fan.
You know what?
I know that.
I'll be honest with you. The Zinchenko ones and the Fernandinho pull at heartstrings a little bit more than the Raheem's one.
Yeah,
they do.
You know, but because Raheem, because you have to understand that Raheem Sterling didn't come out of like he is a super. He was a very good player before he even joined Manchester City. So it's different. Like Zinchenko was nobody before City. It's a different thing.
You've never seen his rap videos. Go and check out his rap videos, bro. he was a someone, okay.
Like, but you see the point. Like, this guy has ties to Man City, yes, but he was a Liverpool academy. Like, he is coming out from Liverpool.
He was a kid. Different. He was still a kid at Liverpool.
But he was a superstar for them. They cried a lot when he left. They cried a lot when he left.
I want to say superstar. I think a lot of fans probably, they didn't really buy into him. A lot of Liverpool fans either. But he came to City, and it's City who's made him.
Yeah,
City have made him the player he is.
Pep Guardiola's made him the player. Yeah. Actually, no, and Raheem has. To be fair to Raheem, and Raheem has. Raheem is a sensational professional who listens to managers and learns. So I will give that. I think I'll stand by what I've said all summer. Raheem Sterling can be a real asset to Chelsea. I will be flabbergasted, right, if that happens without them buying a striker. Flabbergasted. But you know what? You can click this up. I can eat my words, no problem. I'll eat my hat as well.
Okay. Cass, anything before we finish this?
Nah, I ain't got much to say. Said like the damn video before we leave, innit? That's all I can say. And wish Cucurella happy birthday, I suppose, isn't it?
Tomorrow, or is it today?
Today. Okay,
happy birthday, Cucurella. We'll see you soon.
Yeah,
I'm not going to go and get Cucurella on the back of the shirt just yet, though.
Well, that's it. What we doing tomorrow? I might do a Q&A on Sunday. I think that's going to be done. Said I'll start running them.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, not too sure, but just stay tuned, I suppose. Something will happen.
If you're new here, hit the subscribe button before you leave this video, please, so you get all the hit that notification button so you'll get a notification when we try to go on live, please.
That'll do then. There you go. Imran, anything?
I think everything's been summed up. It's good, Jan.
Good.
Anything to say?
No. Take care.
There we go then.